Yeah, that's good, guys. Today we know that the new season of Peaky Blinders is coming out. If anybody don't see any spoilers, if you're recapping your own self, please you can skip across this video because we're gonna be doing a recap from season 1 to season 6 of the Peaky Blinders. So here we go, guys. Watch this recap with me. Here we go.
In 1919, where, in the wake of World War I, Thomas, Arthur, and John Shelby returned to Birmingham. The brothers are changed by the war, and none more so than Tommy. In their absence, their Aunt Polly has been overseeing the operations of the Peaky Blinders.
This whole bloody enterprise was women's business while you boys were away at war.
But their return marks Tommy resuming his role as the leader, despite being second eldest to Arthur.
I think. So that you don't have to.
In an unceremonious return to form, the Peaky Blinders mistakenly steal a delivery of guns meant for the British military, and Inspector Campbell is sent to investigate their whereabouts on behalf of the Crown. In order to get closer to the Peaky Blinders, who he believes to have stolen them, Campbell as Grace go undercover.
So this is how the beginning of it started. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that love Peaky Blinders all over the world. I started watching it in the beginning, but it just didn't interest me up until, I would say, this year, 2026. That's when I watched Peaky Blinders, and I'm on season 5 at the moment. I'm on season 5 at the moment, and I want to finish watching all of it before this new season come out. So yeah, people, if you're not yet watched Peaky Blinders, you need to.
As a barmaid to track down their whereabouts. Meanwhile, Ada Shelby is pregnant with the child of Tommy's former comrade, the communist Freddie Thorne. Despite Tommy being initially against the match, the pair marry in secret, and he learns to make peace with his sister's match. Never one to play it safe, Tommy is also trying to make moves in the horse racing scene and draws the ire of bigwig and bookmaker Billy Kimber.
Is there any man here named Shelby?
Tommy leverages the stolen guns to...
No, Billy Kimber is funny, because, he keeps on repeating, repeating his, saying his name. I'm Billy Kimber. He's funny, man. To
ensure law enforcement stays out of his business in horse racing. Tommy also plays multiple gangs off against each other as part of a wider plot. This involves him starting a war with the Lee family, despite the Shelbys having Romany blood, in order to have a mutual enemy to unite the Peaky Blinders with Kimber and his men.
It would be an honor to work with you, Mr. Kimber.
This feud leads to the Lee family inscribing Tommy's name on a bullet, a threat he would do well to take seriously. So, in order to reunite the clans once the feud no longer serves the family and their business, Tommy convinces his younger brother John to marry Esme of the Lee family by deploying his signature combination of eloquence.
This was another funny bit as well when John thought that he said, she better not be over 50. That was funny as well.
An intense eye contact as he asks John,
War. Peace.
Meanwhile, Grace is working as a barmaid at the Garrison. She and Tommy spend time together and eventually fall in love. Grace learns the location of the stolen guns from a loose-lipped Arthur and attempts to use this information to bargain with a displeased Campbell to ensure Tommy is not implicated. Campbell proposes to Grace and she turns him down. The guns are seized, but the Peaky Blinders keep one for themselves, which they use to turn the tides on a final confrontation with Billy Kimber and his men, which ends when Billy is shot and killed by Tommy. After a confrontation with the spurned Detective Campbell, Grace shoots him in self-defense, but not before we're left on a fade-to-black cliffhanger that leaves us wondering who was shot.
Yeah, that was me as well. I was like, who got hit? I was like, oh, I can't believe. I hope he didn't, get. I was hoping that Tommy had come and get him before he got her, but we all saw how it worked out. 3, 2,
We learn that Grace, mercifully still alive, has escaped to America. However, Detective Campbell also survived the altercation and returns with a vengeance. He blackmails Tommy Shelby into working for the English government as a hitman for hire. The Peaky Blinders also expand their ambitions to London, although the plan isn't supported by all of the Shelby family, in particular Polly and Esme. Tommy, being Tommy, he continues on with a plan that finds them teaming up with a Jewish gang run by the enigmatic Alfie Solomons. A smart move by Tommy, as not only does it give him an ally in an upcoming fight against the Italian mob, but also provides us with some of the most unforgettable lines.
Alfie, he was another crazy one. Tom Hardy played his heart out in this. He played a good role. He done that role really well. I'm telling you. Kind of liked him in close to the end because it was a good with some good acting.
I want him to acknowledge that his anger is unfucking justified.
Stretch your legs, Treacle. Fuck me, he looks like he's grown. Since we left London, he's like a mushroom, isn't he? He grows in the dark.
Polly attempts to track down her children, who were removed from her care years before. Tommy helps her find her son Michael, who takes an interest in the family business, initially starting out as an accountant, in Polly's attempt to keep him on the legal side of the operations. Leader of the Italian mob, Sabini, makes a play to get Alfie Solomons on side, to rally against the Peaky Blinders, which is a short-lived alliance complicated by a genius bluff from Tommy Shelby.
I'll light a hand grenade on one of your barrels.
Grace returns to England, and despite being married, she and Tommy spend a night together, with her later revealing, at a less than ideal moment, that she's pregnant with his child. The Peaky Blinders carry out an ambush on the Italian mob at the races. Tommy is captured by Campbell's men, who, under his orders, plan to kill him now his work for Campbell is done. Polly kills Campbell, and his plan to kill Tommy is overthrown as Prime Minister Winston Churchill steps in to stop the assassination.
You want to say politics? Politics, or politricks?
As he sees Tommy Shelby as more useful to him alive than dead, Tommy escapes death. Just. After a period of uncharacteristic happiness in a lavish new mansion, Grace gives birth to their son Charles, and she and Tommy are married. Tommy enjoys married bliss for all of 10 minutes before going into business with the Russians. His new mission is to illegally supply weapons to the Russians to aid them and put a stop to the spread of communism. After threatening Angel Changretta in order to prevent him from attending Grace and Tommy's wedding, his father, Vincente, confronts the family and the meeting quickly turns sour. John beats up and subsequently blinds Angel, and a retaliation from Vincente sees him order the murder of Tommy. The bullet meant for him hits Grace instead, and she dies in Tommy's arms. In a haze of grief, Tommy eventually finds...
This was the part that I didn't see. I didn't see what happened to Grace. Fell asleep, watching it. But I said, nice.
Finds himself involved with the Russian heiress, Tatiana Petrovna. But this does little to assuage the pain of loss. After losing Grace, Tommy loses his grip on becoming the man she helped him be, and he is irrevocably changed. He is, however, motivated by revenge. He is hell-bent on making Changretta pay, and plans to torture Vincente before Arthur puts a stop to the act by killing Vincente in a small act of mercy. The dealings with the Russians and the promise of Jules as payment sees Tommy plan to betray the Russians before they can betray him. The precarious relationship between Tommy and Alfie Solomons continues to swing between allies and enemies.
You left the name off the list, Alfie.
Did I?
Yeah.
And although the Blinders' plans are pulled off successfully, there are some loose ends that remain untied. The Shelby family, with the exception of Tommy, is arrested and sentenced to death row. Tommy has plans to ensure the release of his family, but despite being pardoned at the 11th hour, their brush with death leaves them with a bad taste in their mouth. The family feels betrayed by Tommy, and the Shelbys are left fractured. Luca Changretta, the son of Vincente and brother of Angel, declares war.
Badman come back into town. Or should I say, come into town for avenge to avenge his family, but can't go up against Tommy, man. And Arthur. Arthur is crazy.
On the Shelbys for the death of his family. Tommy finds and kills a spy for the Italians in his home and asks the Shelbys to reunite for a family meeting.
Family meeting, Charlie's Yard, Boxing Day, midday.
In the hopes they will move back to Small Heath, where they are better protected. John refuses to attend, and the Changretta vendetta leads to John and Michael being shot at John's home with Esme. Michael is seriously wounded, and John dies of his injuries. Reunited.
Oh, this was sad, man. John, out of the three brothers, John was like literally one of my favorite. And, you know, it was written up in the papers and everything that was one of the saddest deaths for everybody, because I think everybody kind of loved John, you know, because he was a proper soldier, man.
By retribution, the family gather together to take down Luca. Polly seemingly makes a deal with Luca to ensure her and Michael's safety in return for Tommy. They hire hitman Aberama Gold, who agrees to aid them if the Peaky Blinders bring his son Bonnie into the fold to help his boxing career. During Bonnie's boxing match against Goliath, Arthur appears to be murdered by Luca's men. After Tommy requests a meeting with Changretta and his men under the guise of a parley, it is revealed that Tommy has gotten on the good side of the other New York gangs. Not only that, but there is a surprise appearance from a definitely not murdered Arthur, who appears just in time and shoots Luca. Having learned that the Alfie Solomon's pendulum has swung back in the direction of enemies, Tommy confronts him on his alliance with the Italians, and Tommy shoots Alfie.
Fucking get on with it and stop acting like a little girl. What do you do for you?
Tommy
Alfie, it's funny. You know, I wish Alfie was still in Peaky Blinders. Alfie was funny. And he was like, I think he was a great match for Tommy.
begins a relationship with Lizzie, or rather restarts in a more proper fashion, and together they have a daughter, Ruby. He continues to seek out opportunities for legitimate power and trades information to the Communist Party, which aids him in successfully running for Parliament.
Guys, since I'm on season 5, I'm not going to go any further with this one. This is where I'm at. Just remember, if you guys have not yet seen it, don't watch this video. I'm on season 5, so I don't want to see nothing more. I'm just going to watch it. I've got a couple of days to finish season 5 and then head on to the new season when it comes out. And I can't wait. I can't wait, man. This is like waiting for Game of Thrones, you know, waiting for the next season to come the next year and stuff like that. Peaky Blinders, they took a good breakout, and now they've come back with, you know, Tommy. I think Tommy is the only one that's left. Him and Arthur alone, I think, that's left out of the family. But like I said, I don't want to spoil it for nobody at all. So remember, when's it out? The 18th of this month? Is it the 18th or 20-something? I can't remember when it comes out, but I know it's out soon. Just got a few days. So I've got a few days to finish 2 seasons, which I'm gonna be finishing up season 5 tonight, and then I got tomorrow and the day after with the other one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.